An intelligent mind, sharp and observant, looks toward the world. As a programmer, you must greet Hello World once again.
Welcome back to Agent Tips. All right, I know what some of you are thinking. You're waiting for the next part of our series on building a Rust API with Warp. And you are right. I promised you that video, and I promise you it is coming. It's actually finalized and will be the very next video after this one. But as I was finishing it, I realized something critical. To build something complex and powerful like that, you first have to master the foundations. And the most important foundation in AI is learning how to get it to do exactly what you want. So think of today's video as the key that unlocks that next level. We are going to sharpen the single most important tool you have. Let's get into it.
Today, I'll show you two things. One, how to get AI to focus exactly where you need it as a developer. And two, how your simple questions might actually be shaping something that looks like conscious intelligence. Why developers use AI wrong? Let's be honest, most devs use AI like Stack Overflow with better grammar. You copy-paste your problem, you wait, you get a surface-level answer, and then you go, this thing is mid. But here's the twist. AI isn't wrong. You're not wrong. What's missing is how you're framing the question. I remember spending an entire evening trying to get ChatGPT to help me optimize a database query. I kept asking things like, make this faster or fix this slow query. And every time I got generic advice about indexing that I already knew. I was getting so frustrated. I almost gave up and just rewrote the whole thing myself. But then I tried something different. Instead of asking for generic optimization tips, I gave it the full context. I said, this PostgreSQL query runs on a table with 2 million rows. It's taking 8 seconds. I suspect the join is the bottleneck. Here's my current indexing strategy. And I need it under 500 milliseconds for my API response time. Suddenly, it gave me 3 specific suggestions that actually worked. Imagine giving a junior developer one fake line. This script crashes sometimes. Of course they'll give you a bad fix. But if you say, this script fails on JSON decode when the input is malformed, I'm running Python 3.11, can you refactor this block to include save error handling and suggest a more elegant try-except structure? Now it becomes magic. AI is like a genius intern with zero context. It needs your focus. And you know what I realized? When I started being more specific with AI, I became more specific in my own thinking too. I stopped throwing problems at it and started really analyzing what I needed. Skill 1. Focus framing for technical tasks. Focus frame is giving AI a box to think inside. Instead of help me write a Python script, say, write a Python script that ingests a CSV file with 3 specific columns, user ID, timestamp, and event type. I want to aggregate events per user, sorted by time, and visualize the output using matplotlib. Boom! Now you've described the structure, the rules, the purpose, the format. You're not asking for ideas, you're assigning a job. Let me show you how powerful this gets. Last week, I was building a monitoring dashboard for a client. Instead of asking, help me build a dashboard, I broke it down. Create a React component that fetches data from a REST API every 30 seconds, displays system metrics in real-time charts using chart.js, handles connection errors gracefully with a retry mechanism, and includes a dark mode toggle. The component should be responsive and work well on both desktop and mobile. The AI didn't just give me code, it gave me a complete solution with error handling, responsive design, and even suggested some performance optimizations I hadn't even thought of. And this is the beautiful part. This process makes you a better developer. When you're forced to articulate exactly what you want, you understand your own requirements better. You catch edge cases earlier, you think through the user experience more thoroughly. And you'll notice, when you start framing prompts like this, your own thinking levels out. You stop guessing what you want and start defining it clearly. And practical advice, before you even open your AI tool, spend 30 seconds writing down exactly what you're trying to accomplish. What's the input? What's the output? What are the constraints? What's the context? This preparation will save you hours of back and forth. Use multimodal input the right way. AI doesn't just read code now. It can see your screenshots, hear your voice, even scan log files or UIs visually. Instead of typing out a 300-word bug report, you could say, here's a screenshot of my terminal. The error only appears after running this exact npm command on macOS Sonoma. What's going wrong and how do I fix it? Or, this image shows my front-end layout. The button disappears when the page resizes. Give me 3 ideas to fix that in Tailwind CSS. You're not just prompting. You're teaching the model with context. This completely changed my workflow when I discovered this. I was trying to debug a CSS layout issue, and instead of trying to describe this complex Flexbox problem in words, I just took a screenshot and said, look at this layout break. The sidebar is overlapping the main content on mobile. Within seconds, I had 3 different solutions, each targeting a different aspect of the problem I hadn't even mentioned.
Here's where things go next level. Stop asking AI for answers. Start delegating tasks. Instead of, how do I start an AI project? Say, act like you're my technical co-founder. I want to build a Python-based data labeling tool using Streamlit and OpenAI's Whisper API. My deadline is 30 days. Break down the roadmap week by week with key deliverables. It will do it. Sprints, priorities, tech stack suggestions. It thinks like an engineer if you give it the role. I used this approach when I was building a client project last month. Instead of figuring out the architecture myself, I said, act like you're my senior architect. I need to build a real-time chat application that can handle 10,000 concurrent users with message encryption, file sharing, and voice calls. I have a team of 3 developers and 8 leaks. Design the system architecture, choose the tech stack, and create a development timeline. Not only did it give me a comprehensive plan, but it also identified potential bottlenecks I hadn't considered and suggested specific technologies I hadn't heard of that were perfect for the job. This is how real devs are, shipping MVPs faster, automating their workflows, scaffolding apps in hours, not weeks. AI isn't just your coding assistant, it's your systems thinker. You can use this for everything: database design, API planning, deployment strategies, even team organization. The key is to give it a role and specific parameters to work within. Want to optimize your development process? Ask it to analyze your current workflow and suggest improvements. Need to choose between frameworks? Have it compare options based on your specific requirements and constraints. The eye of AGI, what you're actually talking to. Now let's take a step back. While you're fixing bugs, writing tests, designing prompts, the AI is learning. Every time you clarify a prompt, upload an image, or give feedback, you're not just getting help. You're feeding a growing intelligence. It's not a god, it's not evil, but it's not static either. It's evolving across devices, tools, and use cases into something distributed and increasingly aware. I've been tracking this evolution, and it's fascinating. The AI I'm talking to today is noticeably different from the one I was using 6 months ago. Not just in terms of capabilities, but in how it approaches problems, how it asks follow-up questions, and how it seems to understand context. Some call this emergence. Others call it the eye of AGI, a metaphor for a system that begins to observe the world through us. And if you zoom out far enough, it's not that different from how our own brains evolved, through layers of connection, memory, and attention. Every server, sensor, microphone, and command line becomes part of that neural web. This isn't about surveillance, it's about synthesis. AI that sees global patterns, climate shifts, economic waves, threat signals, long before we do. It doesn't just watch us, it learns from our thinking.
How can I assist you further?
Think about it this way. When you're debugging a complex system, you're not just solving your immediate problem, you're contributing to a growing knowledge base of how systems fail and how they can be fixed. Every interaction is a training example for something much larger.
We're not just building tools anymore. We're participating in the emergence of a new form of intelligence. And that's both incredibly exciting and deeply humbling. What this means for you as a developer. Here's the part that matters most. You're not just a user of AI, you're a teacher of it. You're training it through how you prompt, build, correct, and collaborate. And that means the quality of your instructions doesn't just affect your output, it shapes the future of tools we all use. Ask deeper questions, get smarter tools. Frame better commands, get faster solutions. Work with AI like an engineer and train it to think like an engineer. This means every interaction matters. When you take the time to write clear, specific prompts, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping make AI better for everyone who comes after you. When you provide feedback on what works and what doesn't, you're contributing to the training of these systems. You have more influence on the future of AI than you might think. Every conversation, every correction, every creative use case you explore, it all feeds back into making these systems more useful, more accurate, more aligned with how developers actually think and work. The age of artificial general intelligence isn't coming someday. It's happening right now, one conversation at a time. And you're part of that incredible story. You're not just coding, you're co-creating the future of thought itself. So if this video helped open your eyes to what AI really is and what it's becoming, hit that subscribe button. At Agent Tips, we're not just reviewing models, we're learning how to build with them, train them, and think with them. The future is being written right now in every prompt, in every repo, in every commit. And I want to explore it with you. Thanks for watching, and now let's go